Hey everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Success Builders. Today we have with us the main attraction. How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Appreciate you for having me actually on this.
So good. It's
How about
awesome to have
yourself?
you. Well, I'm always fine. Thank you for asking. So where are you calling in
Absolutely.
from?
Man, I'm actually originally I'm from Dallas. That's my hometown.
Okay.
But I stay in LA. I stay in Los Angeles, California. But currently I'm actually in Austin, Texas. I had a show yesterday in Austin. Then I got
Oh,
to go
nice.
back to LA for a show on the 19th, actually.
So good. Cool. So, you know, I didn't realize that you actually had quite a big following until I actually went onto your profile and I thought, wow,
I think
like over 80,000 subscribers on YouTube and Spotify
yeah,
streams like 98,000 or something crazy. So I believe that you're a rapper, a music producer, and have your own record label, and everything goes under the brand, the
yeah,
main attraction, right?
yeah,
So
correct.
yeah, let's let's give the audience a bit of a journey through your life and how it all started. And yeah, so I'll hand over to you. Just take us through it, man.
Man, so 80K is, don't get me wrong, that's amazing for YouTube. And for me, being an artist, that's amazing. But I think my biggest platform is Facebook. Actually, I got 100K on there. Well,
Okay.
97.
Oh wow,
Lots of
cool.
lots of followers. I definitely got to stay back active to get those followers. But so the journey of the main attraction, man, I pretty much I started at like 16. Um, first song, well, first song released, maybe like second. But I ended up getting on the radio, and it had some famous people in my hometown. And after that, I ended up doing more bigger songs, and I linked up with bigger artists. Ended up going global when I landed a song with Soldier Boy and his artist, and that took me everywhere. And that's what helped me branch off to build the label. And that's where TMMG come from. That's the main attraction music group, and so, or Money Gang, whichever way they want to call it. But um, that branched me off, and now I have a label, and I have artists out in UK, Africa, and like I said, all over the world. And we just try to keep that building that as well. Let me see anything else. I do have the clothing line. I have songs, man. I've done songs with, like I said, big name artists. I don't know if you know about these guys like New Boys or anything like that. But finally, I'm gonna say finally, but I have my own hit single because every time back when I was younger, everybody was like, "You got these people on the song, these people, so that's why you're on the radio, and that's why this is happening and this is happening." And I lost opportunities because I didn't have those people with me at the time to come perform in like China or wherever. And so I have my own song now. It's called Triple Cross, and that's hitting a million
Nice.
views on YouTube. Well, a little over a million, so like 1.4 or something like that. But a
Sweet.
million views on YouTube, and now we got Boosie on the remix, another big artist out here, and pretty much that's what we're doing. And now I'm currently just touring the US mainly, but trying to go overseas because I have a huge overseas following. And so yeah, definitely trying to get there.
Fantastic. Well, I think you were saying that you even have some following here in New Zealand, where I'm from. And
Yeah.
so our audience will be really happy to see this.
Oh, no, no, definitely, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely. I hope they check it out.
I'm actually formerly from South Africa as well. Do you know if any of
Whoa.
your audiences in South Africa?
Man, yes, a big audience in South Africa. Like I said, I do have African artists. So I have artists out in Nigeria. I have artists South Africa, Ghana, and yeah, those are some of my best artists. I mean, I definitely want to shout them out. I mean, they Miles TMMG. They all have the TMMG branding behind their name. So Miles TMMG, Mr. Usher TMMG, and Vegas Gold TMMG. So and we do have a couple more, but those are the main ones. And let me say Sky P because I don't want to forget about him as well. But those are the main ones that are out there. But I mean, hey, I definitely want to come visit South Africa as well and do that as well, meet them and their
Fantastic.
the audience out there as well. So definitely.
Fantastic. So, how does one actually become a professional musician? Like, just take us through like how did you wake up one day and just become a rapper sort of thing, you know?
Whoa. I never got asked this question, but that's a good question. So as a kid, man, my dad used to play music, and they're probably gonna hate me for this, but I didn't grow up listening to Tupac or anything like that. I mean, my dad played it, but Lil Wayne is my favorite rapper, and so he played Lil Wayne. And when he did, if you know about Lil Wayne, he has
Yeah,
like
no.
the metaphors and similes that's like it's on point, and I just love the way that his wordplay was, and he was so intelligent to where I'm at school using my SAT words and everything, trying to like make new rhymes out of them. That was the only way I passed my SAT words and stuff in school. So I was doing that, but the what made me actually start being a rapper, a little other deeper insight was I used to be a football player. I knew just
Okay.
sports. That's all I did my whole life. My mom, I mean, I did church music. My mom had me doing, stuff like that as a kid, and we performed at church. But I never really thought about just really being a rapper until Lil Wayne, and then, like I said, I was playing sports, and I was good at sports. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to go into too details about the name of the person that was over me in sports, but the coach had people over me, and I kind of felt like I was being hindered in a way to where I
Mm.
was like, I didn't want to do sports. I went to go chase girls. I'm missing practice and stuff. And then at one point, I just told myself, like, I don't want to be somewhere where someone can actually control my destiny. I was like, I'm coming second and I'm coming last to a lot of people. And so I was like, let me be something that I can be first in, and that's why I came up with the main attraction. I mean, I had the people at the school help me and stuff like that. It helped me, approve the name, but I actually like was like, let me come up with the main attraction, and that was pretty much it. I mean, I started it, and I started. I was still kind of hiding behind the name at one point, so I started it with the label from the school, and so I picked people around, and we all did it, and then finally I branched off and kind of um picked up on the name and had to stop hiding it because it was actually TMA, but we was
Yeah.
like big movement worldwide. So, and they, like I said, TMMG is a label. So,
Yeah.
my manager was like, hey, branch off and well, not branch off, but kind of stop
Yeah.
hiding your name. But yeah.
100%. And in your label, are there other artists signed under your label right now?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, those that I named for sure, but
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
I do have some in the US, especially my hometown Dallas. We have Shadow Tim MG. We do have Ducci Tim MG, and he been around forever. That's actually my family. We have a couple people. We have new younger artists coming out like Key Too Breezy Tim MG. New albums coming out. I'm actually dropping an album myself this month called Gold is Legendary. Um, and then we have Mexican artists as well. We have
Oh yeah.
yeah, and a guy named Sachi Surge, TMMG. He has a song. Me and him have a song with a famous rapper out here as well, in the US. So, like I said, we definitely try to pretty much make sure everybody's moving and doing everything we can to, excel.
So good. And now, how do you find the artists that you sign onto your label? Do you actually prospect them, or do they come to you, or how does it normally work?
In the beginning, I started off with just it was just my producer and me, but I found one person, actually, it was a female, and she's definitely, a dope artist to me. She go by Sparkle TMMG, and that's how I started off. I found her, and we kinda worked, and then I found more people, other people just started coming to me. But for as the worldwide, a lot of people came to me, but I think I still went after the ones that I actually wanted, I guess. And currently, we still are looking for artists, but I don't too much look for artists anymore. But when I do see an artist that has the grind and actually willing to put in the work, because that's a big thing since I've been doing this since 16, I look for artists that actually stay consistent and willing to put in the work. Even if they're just starting, I just have to know that they're willing to put in the work. And then I'm like, okay, we can work with you and we can do this. But I just don't want to start with an artist and then they fall off and any life things or anything like that. Because I mean, hey, like I said, if you want to be an artist, you have to sacrifice and make it happen. That's the only way it's gonna happen, especially for new artists around these times.
100%. So now, walk us through like, let's say I was an artist, right? And
Yeah.
I was to come to you. What can I expect from your label? Like, what would the next steps be, and actually the first steps on my journey?
Okay. Well, the first steps on your journey, I mean, of course, there's contracts. I'm not going to lie. It's not 2010 or anything like that where we wasn't doing any contracts and wasn't even trying to make money from music or didn't know how. So everything has to be contract. Um, So what we would do is a lot of artists come to me and say, "Hey, I want to be on TikTok and all this and get famous on TikTok fast," and which is good. We all want to do that, or radio. We want to do that, but we have to make sure your business is right. That's the first step that we have to do because if the business is not right, you would never get paid from anything. And a lot of artists don't know that these days. Well, they just don't know the business, and so that's the first step that we would do for them. After that, um, depending on that artist and what that artist wanna do, but I would probably say funding. We'll definitely make sure we have funding for 'em and stuff like that, and then we'll lead on to more strategic plans to roll out that artist in the best way we feel, even if that's, you know, features or something, or if that's not, if that's just more content, depending on that artist and what we wanna do and what their goals are as well. Because since I'm an artist, I actually take in to see what their goals are. I don't come just, like, as a label standpoint and be like, "Hey, this is what we're doing and we're sticking to this." I kind of like, hey, what do you want to do? Because I had to kind of retract. And this might sound a little weird, but I had to retract because at first I was like, hey, you guys are not serious, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, everybody has a different life. I might be a full-time musician, but some other artists might just want to say, hey, I want to work here and do music. And who am I to judge, if an artist wants to do balance both worlds with that life. I mean, that's their choice versus go on the road and stay full time right now. I mean, I would love artists this way, but I'm not an evil person or anything to be like I'm turning down anybody that definitely has a dream and want to work. So I definitely like to meet them in the middle until they make the decision to go full time.
Cool, cool. So, I picked up on something you said at the beginning that their business has to be right. Can you give me some
Correct.
more insight on what that means?
About the business, I can't say too much without giving them the business, but, what I mean is, like, just making sure everything's registered, making sure that, one, your paperwork is right. Doesn't mean, like, even if it splits between different producers and everything, because some artists don't even pay producers for beats. They just go off of YouTube, and like I said, it's not the way to go. If you're just going off of YouTube and just download those beats and even if you go viral, that producer's coming to sue you, and that's not what you wanna do, or they're taking down your
Yeah,
music, and like I said, you have to either pay people for this, or if you don't pay them and you have that leverage or y'all friends or anything, even if you are friends, you gotta have business. Like I said, even like I do media as well. So even with the media company, we have to have talent release forms in a way. So it's the same way with music. You definitely have to have releases on everything. So that way you know that like, hey, this is what it is, this is what we're doing, this is what I'm supposed to pay this person. And that's pretty much the baseline of the business. But there is more deeper that it goes in between that as well.
yeah, of course. Because the music industry, wow, there's so much red tape in it, and you make the wrong step. Um,
But I
I
but I
can't
do
remember.
I do offer my bad. I do
Yeah,
offer, um, some consulting to help artists if they don't wanna sign to the label, just because, that is more label information. But I do offer that as well for artists, if they just wanna know the knowledge and take the career on their own and do it, the
yeah,
DIY type of, method, so we don't mind.
awesome. I'll, I actually was gonna say,
Mhm.
that I can't remember if this is the artist, but I think it's The Verve with the song "Bittersweet Symphony." I don't think they made any money from that song.
Mm.
Um, there was some kind of court case or something that their tune was similar to another song or something. I can't remember which one, but I don't think they made any money from it at all. And it was so
Yeah.
popular back in the 80s, like I think 80s, early 90s and that sort of thing. Yeah,
Yeah, and that happens, like I said, and that's just pretty much because they probably stole the cadence or the actual lyrics or anything like that from the song into a way that it was kinda a cover or a sample, and with that, you have to actually pay for those rights. So, like I said, that does happen. That just comes with the business. Even if it was down to the actual lyrics or the melody, or even if it was the beat that we just spoke
Mm,
about, producers. So, like I said, when the business is not right, it's like you're you're literally not going nowhere. I mean, yeah, you're literally not going nowhere. And I feel like every artist have to treat themselves like a real business, not just music business, but a
hmm.
real business.
Oh
Like
yeah.
actually get registered with your state. Like the normal stuff that a real business do. But like I said, most artists don't even look at their artistry as a business, and that's the first problem. And as you talked about with me, and you said how everything falls under the umbrella of the main attraction, I started as a kid, man, at like 16, looking at myself as a brand. And I mean, trademarking at 16. Don't get me wrong, I made mistakes and
Mm.
didn't know what franchise tax was, and had to pay some of that stuff down the line. But other than that, like I said, I started early to make sure that I had everything in check.
Yeah, because an artist's journey is like a mountain climb. And now, if you are going to climb Mount Everest, you're not going to do it on your own. You're going to take a guide. You're going to take a Sherpa, right? Because it's a
Right.
big climb, man. And one wrong move, and you'll lose all the progress that you made. And that's quite a good analogy, I think. So definitely
Well,
having the right guys like you makes
no,
sense.
no, definitely, definitely. But I only think I still think of the DIY just because I came up from that. And I never want to just tell an artist that they can't do it on their own. I never want to say that. Don't get me wrong. When you have someone like me that did it on their own and actually made mistakes, you kind of move a lot faster. But I think the biggest thing is just not giving up. Like whatever they do, even if they're making those mistakes and losing that money, I feel like the artists normally lose and stop because their motivation of like, man, I lost $3,000 of my hard-earned money or whatever it was, or I got scammed out for thinking that this label was about to sign me out in wherever, and they so yeah, it happens to people. I actually been around some artists that it actually happened to personally, where I was with them. Not none of my artists, but so I do understand those journeys. But even for those people that stuff like that happened to, I feel like it was just like not giving up and staying with it. You're gonna learn if you actually trying to learn. Because like I said, some artists are not even trying to learn the things. They're just only looking at the fame, or you know, that I mean, I guess just the fame, or seeing what everybody has or anything. Because some people don't even care about the fame; they just want the cars and they want the money, but they don't want to just sit there and try to learn about everything. And it takes a lot of time because, like I said, 10 years is definitely been a lot of knowledge, and some people be scared to even try something when they do learn something. So
Yeah.
definitely, when you have somebody,
Because
it's
I
better.
mean, like everything is through repetition. Um,
Yeah,
you know, there's a saying that to become a master of something, it takes 10,000 hours,
yeah,
right?
that's whoa, man. That is hold on. That is so crazy. You brought that up. So, a guy yesterday at the show,
Yeah.
um, a fan, he ended up telling me that he does music as well, and so he ended up telling me he brought the 10,000 hours up, and I'm just like, when you said that, I know that saying. I heard the saying plenty of times, but like when he kept saying it to me, he was just saying like, I'm making, when of course I'm not big and of course I'm not making money like all these other people, but I'm putting in 10,000 hours and this is I'm like, why does he keep saying 10,000 hours? And now you just brought it back up. So it just kind of like refreshed me. And I'm like, oh, I did hear that saying before. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true.
Yeah,
You
it's just
definitely
quite
have
a common
to do
saying that, 10,000 hours you can master any skill.
that. Mhm.
Um, it's something often said in the coaching industry. Um, yeah, so now what does 2025 look like for you?
Who for me, man? To be honest, more consistency. And I'm only saying that because I know to everybody, to the fans, to everyone that's watching right now, they're like, hey man, he's consistent. He's been consistent since the years and everything like that. But personally, I know how I was when I first started, and I had the motivation of, I mean, maybe because I was younger and I didn't have life, because we still have life as an artist. We still have, and I just had a kid. So we definitely have life as well. But my kid is definitely a big motivation. But so I feel like, man, and just stay consistent, get back how I was with the motivation and just love the game because I do love it regardless. But it's a difference from being out here connecting with the fans and doing everything like that versus sitting in the studio all day or anything like that. But mainly I'm just gonna say more touring. I mean, I got a couple albums that I'm dropping. Like I said, I do have one coming before December end. But I plan on dropping like at least three. You know what? I'm going to push it more because I want to say three more next for 2025. But the old me would have dropped probably like five or six. So I'm definitely going to aim for that five or six for 2025. But more touring, more global touring. I definitely want to try to travel outside of the country, outside the US, and actually go to Africa, New Zealand, where else? Like Australia and stuff like that, because I haven't really did any traveling outside of the US yet. Definitely want to try to get into that.
Right, fantastic. No, I mean, we'd love to see you here in New Zealand. Um, I'll definitely come and see you if you come.
Man,
That'll
no,
be
appreciate
awesome.
it, man. Appreciate it.
That'll be fantastic.
No, you know,
Yes,
man, I shot you out of everything, have you right there.
yeah, shout me out,
Okay.
no problem. Um, hey, so these albums that you're going to be releasing are they your own albums or are they with the artists under your label as well?
So I do a little bit of both, just because my fan base has blown up since the Triple Cross song, and I know my fans want to hear more from me. So I definitely got my first album coming out is definitely just me, but one of my artists actually have a song with me and some other artists that's on our label, and then I'm actually getting more bigger feature artists. But it's a little bit of both. I want to try to jumble. I mean, like put all of them together in a way. I want to kind of have everybody doing it because they do their own music as well. But I want us all to come on a big project just for the label. And I think we're going to try to do like a TMMG worldwide project that is going to like you know cross all the cultures and everything. I think that's pretty dope to me. So that's what I
That's
want to go
cool.
for.
That'd be fantastic.
It
Um,
will be crazy, man.
yeah, man. So it's so good, and I really love that. You're going on a journey with other artists and you're uplifting them with your own success. That's really beautiful. And
I appreciate it.
I'd really like to um, just give you a lot of respect for that because yeah,
No, thank
that's what it's all about. It's all about helping others. And it's no good being successful and being alone at the top. You have to
Man,
bring others with you.
at all. Yeah, at all, man. It's definitely not fun by yourself. Even the fact that I moved from my hometown and went to LA, like 5 years ago. Yeah, it's definitely not fun. Just being out there by myself is like but have to work. So that's the only way I keep staying going, and I still connect with them and still talk to them. We still manage to work together, but not bringing them to the top would just be I don't even know what it'd be. Like it's actually a weird thing that everyone else in the industry works with their people. So if you don't have your people, it's kind of like it's like I don't know. It's just you and your shield, even your security, or I don't know. It's weird. You got to have your people. I feel like they don't care about you, how your friends or how your people that you bring in or your team cares about you. So
Yeah, you have
definitely,
to have a tribe, and it's
yeah, there you go.
like
A
um
community with that. Yeah,
a community, yeah, yeah. And you hear about these hotspots where people are living to be like 100 years old, and they're called blue zones. And one of the common things in those areas is community. Everyone has that support, and they interact with other people regularly, and they aren't just growing old alone, right? They
no,
that
you
keeps
can't
them
do it alone.
alive. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what keeps people alive. And I was also wanting to ask you as well, what are some of the challenges that artists typically face that tend to come up quite often?
I mean, it's always financial. And I don't mean that as in artist doesn't have money. I don't never want to say that because every artist is different, but I think it's more and everybody has money. My dad actually said this to me a while back. He was like, "You probably been a millionaire and touched a million like in a year, and you don't even know it because you spent it." So I feel like everybody has money, but it's more about investing financially. And trusting your path as an artist. I'm gonna say that because we tend to go off path because we don't see it working or you don't see it moving as fast enough. So you give up on a dream and then you start something else, or you go get this job or do this. And there's nothing wrong with having a job, but if you have that job invested to your dream, you know what I'm saying? Dream big and build bigger, you know what I'm saying? Regardless. But
I know what you're saying.
yeah, yeah, but a lot of people don't
Love
even
it.
first some people don't take that leap. And then you just gotta have faith, man, and know that this is what you're trying to do and do it, especially if your passion's there. But a lot of people don't sacrifice anything. And like I said, I had times to where when I was coming up, I had to sacrifice. Hey, do I want to? I mean, literally, do I want to get a hotel this night, or do I want to go get my CDs printed and go pass them out to the labels and stuff at the time? So stuff like that, or anything. I mean, you have to actually make those sacrifices to get what you want. And we don't understand that. We buy Netflix subscriptions, but we don't pay for whatever we need to do music, you know? And that's one of the things. I think other than that is I guess just thinking that everything comes free to them and they deserve everything or entitled to something. And I mean, everyone has talent. Everybody in the world has talent. I mean, that's God's gift. So um just knowing that you have to build value should be at your top mind of like, hey, how can I stand out? How can I do that? Like, because that's even my brand slogan: stand out, be the main attraction. You know what I'm saying? I already came in the game like that. So it was like, you have to do something and put in that work and that time and even the money to make someone else even appreciate or even look at you. Because, like, if you're not going to invest in yourself, why would somebody else invest in you? You know, I feel like that's just the first thing, the first step right there.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's all about working on your inner self
Right.
mindset. There's another saying that goes, it's only 20% 20% strategy and 80% of inner work, right? Or 80% mindset, if you want to
Man,
put it
that you
that
said
way.
mindset, I'm thinking of another challenging thing, and this might be a little deep. Hopefully
Mm,
it don't scare anybody away, but this might be
okay.
a little deep. So as an artist, and now we're gonna think more in an artist perspective.
Mm,
So another challenging thing is like not just image. Image is a big thing for artists, which, like I said, it's 2024, about to be 2025. I mean, no one cares about your image as much. They just want to see you doing what you're doing. So definitely do that. But the biggest thing that I think another artist, especially like successful artists, is for for non-successful artists is just probably chasing that hit, which I understand it, but it's just about you got to just feel it and just make music because you love it because then that's when that hit comes off of feeling. But for bigger artists is recycling that hit in your mind. And I mean that for any type of artist. I mean, for as a club artist, you got to remember like this person probably blew up in 2000, 12 or something, and they got a club song, and now they're stuck in that image and have to keep replaying that song their whole life. If they was in a group and that group split up, they got to still keep we got to perform this. You know what I'm saying? It's a different outlook, and don't get me started to someone that's making emotional songs like a
Oh,
breakup or
wow.
something.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like imagine a girl having a breakup song, but it's her biggest hit, and she has to keep replaying that in her head and keep replaying that to
She
fans.
relives it over and over again. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's why I think I wanted to bring that up because I do want to say for mental health on artists, I think nobody really talks about that, and I think we definitely have to talk about that for artists, and I think artists have to find a way to push themselves through that to know whatever they go through, even with that journey through their mind or whatever, is going to get better, and also just learning how to cope with that, even if it's exercising, like I said, living a not just living a life of an artist trapped in that entertainment zone, but getting outside of that to actually do normal things. Because, like I said, some artists get to Hollywood to where they don't do that. And I feel like that's when that hits you a lot more because you're not actually interacting a lot more. And you're pretty much kind of not stagnant in a way, but you're like kind of like you're operated by a machine, if we kinda say like that. You have people
Yeah.
around you that makes you do this and do that, do this at this time, and which it's understanding to be organized, but, where I'm going with this.
Yeah. So kind of like with Amy Winehouse, she had all of her managers and producers telling her what to do, and
Right.
then eventually, yeah, her life was gone, and then,
Yeah, sad stuff like that happens.
yeah. So you have to take ownership of your career and be true to yourself and be true to who you are. That's the most important thing because as an artist, you're out there to project a message, right? You
Right.
you you're bringing a message to the world, and the message is not your producers, it's not your manager, it's not their message,
Right.
it's your message, right? So it's
True.
your show, just let everyone be your support, but not your controllers. That's the main part. Yeah,
I like that you said the support too as well, because I think if a lot of artists open up about what's going on, the fans might support. I do know a
yeah,
couple artists, and I'm not mentioning anybody by name or anything like that, but like I just met an artist where I'm at now, and he has dialysis, and he actually opens up about that, and his fans support him, and they kind of like work with him through it. So to him, it's like it's not as big as someone that's like another artist that might not really wanna showcase that and hiding it and maybe stop being an artist because of that, instead of pursuing their dreams, and like I said, I don't think anything should stop you. I mean, I feel like God put you in a position, and put that dream in your mind. I feel like you should do it no matter what life throws at you because, like I said, one, I hope anybody beat whatever they're going through, dialysis, cancer, anything, but, like I said, I think you still should push and do your thing, especially if something's going on in your life like that, regardless. And opening
yeah.
it up to your fans is definitely that's definitely what I think 2024 has shown a lot of artists, like especially on TikTok, like open up to your fans about pretty much everything, really. Um, let them know and let them be your supporters. So
That's amazing. Yeah, because I mean, true fans will understand, right? And
right,
I think one of them is also Celine Dion. I mean, she's got some serious health issues. Uh, and I think she's always been open with her fans about that, you know.
you got to.
Um, yeah, and yeah, so definitely artists are still human at the end of the day, and we have human problems, and that was what makes them real and makes them relatable to the audience.
Right,
So it's not all about the glamour the whole time. You have to show the reality so that people can resonate with who you are because everyone has problems at the end of the day.
right,
Um,
correct. Got to
yeah,
stay
no,
out there.
yeah, no, this is fantastic, man. Look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all your links into the description, right? So I'm going to put
No,
your
no,
Facebook profile, your YouTube channel, your website. Is there anything else I should be adding as well?
Facebook, YouTube, website. I mean, any other social medias. I mean, if you want TikToks and stuff like that. Let's see.
Yeah, I think that about
I
covers it.
think I think that's
Give it,
about covering it. I mean, I think that's about it really. Spotify, definitely have to have
yeah,
Spotify.
Spotify, cool. I'll grab that link from you. Yeah, that'll be good because yeah, I believe some of your songs have had like some really decent amount of streams on Spotify.
Oh no,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah. 'Cause I heard you mentioned it earlier. I think it was like what, like you said, like 98K.
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Like that, yeah. Actually, if I just looked the other day, I actually have one song that already has like 98K alone. It's called "Smoke Something," but man, I have a couple songs that's like, 40K, like the remix for Triple Cross is at 40K. The Triple Cross, the original version is I think is like 80 something K.
right on.
I wonder if I just add all these up, would I be at like 500K streams or something? That'd be kind of dope.
Maybe. Yeah, that'd
I
be
never
cool. It
added them
should.
up, but I have definitely a lot of songs that's doing it. And like I said, it's a blessing. I love that,
No,
I
it is
have
a
everyone
blessing.
that's going around the world. So now we're just trying to touch the people and let's get the show on the road.
Definitely. And I think the reason why you're getting such a good response and a good following is because you're keeping it real and you have a good heart. I can tell from speaking to you that you really care about people, and that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I want to bring up a question to you. Only
Yeah.
only reason why because it just came across my mind with a fan at the show the other day, and they said the same thing because I was helping artists out here in Austin, and I do like I have plenty of other businesses that branched off from the main attraction. So I have this one don't have the name, but it's called Dallas Up Now. So we have like a Up Now series about where we do this mic drop for artists, we do interviews. And so I started doing that out here. And he said the same thing, like, you have a good heart. Not of course I do. Um, I honestly don't know how not to. I mean, I love helping people. I love building with people. I want to see people doing what they love to do. But once we kept talking, I ended up asking him, I said, man, so at what point and I want to speak this for other artists, but also as family members or anything like that, I want to see your input on it. But at what point do I don't want to call it being a people pleaser because I love doing it myself, but at what point do I focus on myself? And maybe I don't focus on myself at that point. Maybe this is what I'm called to do because I always thought that. But I don't know. I feel like I don't want to cheat my career or my fans, and I feel like um, the time I'm putting with everybody else, I probably can put for myself, especially since some people don't be as serious, and I don't want to, like rap is actually a job. People don't understand that.
Yeah,
Music is a job, and we have to treat it as such. So, like, I can give you an example that used to happen as I was growing up as a kid. So, like, my mom, she would probably be like, oh, well, and I do everything for mom. I love my mom to death. You definitely have to do everything for your mom. But so my mom would keep asking me, like, hey, can you do this and do that and do this, do that? And I'm like, I gotta go do this. But I will stop what I'm doing because, like I said, mom comes first regardless. So, but she still goes to work. You know what I'm saying? She still goes handle her business, but now I'm not working. So, like, at what point do we see that, what I'm saying? Like, how do you think about that? Because I actually been thinking that in my head. I don't want to stop helping people because, I mean, if I stop helping people, I feel like one, I just feel like it's not me. I mean, I've been doing it my whole life, and I just want to see people actually excel in everything. And the people that I help, I know that they not saying they won't do it without me because I hope everyone will, but maybe I'm that link to help them keep going or get to that next level. But yeah, so what do you think about that?
yeah, I've got actually some interesting thoughts on that. So, the greater success that you get, the greater your ability will be to help other people. So it's like a bullet piercing through armor, right? They don't
Right,
have the strength to pierce through the armor, right? You can. You can pierce right through, and then everyone else can follow through, you know.
right.
And so also taking the analogy of when you go on an airplane flight, right? And they always tell you to put your own mask first before helping anyone else with a mask, right?
Man, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
you you're on point right now. You're definitely on point. I'll tell you later. Go
Thank
ahead, man.
you.
You're doing
Thank you.
good.
Thank you. Yeah. So, um, I think the temperature gauge there is you need to feel that you are breathing properly first, right? That everything
Yeah,
in your life is aligned. If there's something unaligned, like for example, you feel like you don't have enough time or you're too stressed or your health is declining, just take stock of the different areas on your life, finances, health, time, things like that, family, relationships, right?
right.
See which ones are uh, maybe lacking a little bit or, you know, aren't like a 10 out of 10 or like onto
Yeah,
7 out of 10, like the ones that are more like a 4 or 5 out of 10, right? And then you can start seeing, well, I need to focus on these, right? And if you don't have enough time to focus on them, then you know you're giving too much time to somebody else.
yeah,
Um, and then you need to kind of like do a bit of a balancing act, reduce there. I'm not saying take it out totally and stop helping people totally, but just
correct,
bring the
yeah,
lever down, right? And then bring yourself up a little bit. Because the more successful and the more the stronger you become, you'll be able to uplift the others. Like think of the oak tree, right? The oak tree grows really big, and then when the oak tree grows massive, it's able to sustain life. It's able to sustain birds' nests and squirrels and give shade to us humans even, right?
right.
So you want to grow like that oak tree, right? So
No,
that's that's my advice to you.
no. It definitely makes a lot of sense. Like I said, especially with the success I've been getting. like I said, I definitely have to keep myself at the top. But like I said, still have that balance to keep helping people, still having that good heart. So definitely with that. And I love that the mask, the
Yeah,
airplane plane, the mask because like I said, I don't know how, but hey, you've been on point with everything you were saying. Like I said, someone said that at the show when I well not at the show but after the show when I was talking to the fan, one of the fans about this when we was talking because like I said I do open up to my fans as well because like I said you have to do that. I mean even if you don't have to do it, I still do it because I mean like you said I've been authentic the whole time and it's just me, man. So I like building that relationship with whoever I'm talking to or with my fans because that's just how you should do regardless. Otherwise, it's more fake and a
yeah,
facade for no reason. Yeah,
totally. Yeah, I totally agree. And man, I see that you're doing amazing things, and I'm really honored to have you on the show. And thank you for being here today.
man.
Um,
Thank you for having me, man.
no, it's an
Thank you so
absolute
much.
pleasure. Do you have any final words or any value that you want to leave with the audience? I know you've already given a lot, but do you have
Yeah.
anything else you want to say?
Oh man, any value? Let me see.
Or some words of wisdom, anything.
Words of wisdom. Let's see what we have. First for value, man. Hopefully one day I can come, host with you one day. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying?
Fantastic.
That we
That'll
can
be
actually
good.
host with other people or artists or anything like that.
I'd love
Maybe we
that.
do a
Yeah.
little branch off or something like that. But words of wisdom, man. I think just live your life and live your life. Don't live someone else's life and just like you got it right here, man. Dream big and build bigger. I love that, man. So that's literally like right next to my saying, like the standout be the main attraction. So you got to do both of those at the same time. And by be the main attraction, I don't mean be me or anything like that. I mean like be yourself. Don't stop trying to fit in with everybody else, fit in with the crowd, and actually just stand out and just do you, and be what you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's the main attraction in their own way. So be a star. Whatever you want to call it. So definitely um, you know, it's real, we're doing it, everyone's trying to do it. It's people that do it. I want them to know that they can do it. Like,
Yeah.
without the connects or anything that they feel like they don't have, or if they're just in their mom's basement or, whatever they're doing, same thing, I started the same way that everybody else started. So I don't want them to think that they can't do it, even if they're overseas. I actually seen it being done. So definitely
That's
just want to leave
amazing.
with hope, give them hope regardless.
Always. And thank you so much for everything that you've told the audience today and all of the sage advice and wisdom. As I said, I will leave all the links in the description so that anyone can get in touch with you who wants to enter into the world of becoming an artist. And
Yeah.
we'll leave the audience with our usual outro. I'm going to add a little bit extra. So I'm going to say, in order to be the main attraction of your life, you first have to dream big and build bigger. Until next time.
Oh,
Cheers, everyone.
nice, man. See y'all later.